Okay, boys, we're I don't know where we are. We're somewhere at work.
We're backstage.
We're backstage. We've got backstage passes.
Call this a backstage blog.
Premier League chat. Okay, we're going to discuss a few matches from last week.
Yes.
Spurs beat Watford 1-0, and they're undefeated. Not super convincing, scored one goal in each of their games, but they're the only unbeaten team and they're top of the
league. No
league.
one suspected of this whole Kane drama.
No. And they didn't even want Santo as their coach, but so far so good.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be long before they either draw or lose the game.
You reckon?
I don't think they're that good. I think they had a few lucky moments against Wolves last week or the week before that. No, I think come end of December they're going to be 5th, 6th. So I don't see them continuing that form.
He's a very good coach, but it's going to come down to managing a big squad, because it's not the same as managing Wolves and smaller teams.
Keeping the players happy.
Keeping the whole squad happy and rotating. That Ndombele is already mad at him and he wanted to leave. So we'll see.
And the other thing is, if Kane or Son get injured,
it's trouble.
Then it's over. Yeah. So they've got depth, but not great talent.
No.
Yeah.
And then Arsenal lost to City.
Yeah, let's move on.
5-0. There was a red card. Granit Xhaka.
Was it a red card?
Yes. Well, he flew in. He barely touched him, so it probably, in my mind, wasn't a straight red. Yeah. But I don't like Xhaka. I wish we sold him. Arsenal sold him.
You tried to. I think
they tried to, and then they gave him a contract extension. Yeah. And he 8 of his mistakes last season led to goals. So
that's.
So you shouldn't dive in with both feet, irrespective of there was a lot of contact or not. But I also want to refer to the Liverpool-Chelsea game, which also had a red card in it, and Chelsea managed to draw the game. So Arsenal still should have been better than that.
They had a full half, but with 10 men.
Yes. So there's a lot of work there. They bought a right back now, Arsenal.
I think, personally, 11 players against Man City at the moment is difficult.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Yeah.
Giving them more space on the field.
Yes. With all that attacking talent.
I think that if you do that so early in the game, it's going to be a big score.
Yeah. And then there's one coach available, Antonio Conte, who won the league with Inter Milan. And then he had a fight with the owners about transfers. So he's available. And the news is that Arteta has got until the next international week. If he doesn't improve, then that's it for him.
What that's about Antonio rumor, right?
Conte? That's a rumor. Yeah.
Well, he's good, and he's been there.
Yeah.
He was at Chelsea.
Yes. Yeah. Won the league with Chelsea. Won the league with Inter Milan.
No, he's definitely a guy to look at. But I think squad depth and stuff like that, you're still going to struggle. I don't think one coach is going to make a difference, but you guys need to make a change. Yeah. There has to be a change, and looking forward in some way, which is not working at the moment at all. So
I don't think it's a worse squad. I've said this a few times. A worse squad than Leicester or West Ham, for instance, or Aston Villa. But we're bottom of the log.
Well, after 3, but still,
after 3,
bottom.
And 2 of those games were against difficult opposition.
Remember, you lost games last season as well, so your losing streak, I think, is 5 now, even though you've only played 3.
Yeah, actually ended well. Ended the season well last season. That's sort of why Arteta was safe. But
I think with Arteta is he was an assistant manager with Man City for a while with Pep.
Yeah.
So he's kind of a guy who was learning the ropes, and it's his first big job, and Arsenal's a big club.
Yes.
So I think he's struggling to live up to the pressure, and you've got to ask yourself, how long do you give? Forget about other league managers. Yeah. How long do you give a Premier League manager?
Well, because we know that it's not a lot.
Premier League managers deserve longer.
Yeah.
Because of the quality in the Premier League. I mean. Yeah.
But they run out of patience. I mean, he's been there for 18 months. He's been there for a year and a half.
But you've got to back your manager. You've got to give him time. Look at Solskjaer. He hasn't fulfilled probably any of his obligations, I feel. But he's still there because he's bringing back.
He was second last season.
Yeah, but obligations are trophies. I mean, he came second in the Europa League last season. Yeah. I mean, remember Van Gaal? He got sacked and won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between Solskjaer and Van Gaal? I think he's won more trophies.
Yeah.
But at least you can see us going somewhere.
Absolutely, I love Solskjaer.
Where Arsenal, I don't see them
Solskjaer,
going anywhere.
But Man United, for once, is now sticking with the manager.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I believe in the Premier League, you need. I know it sounds terrible.
Yeah.
My opinion: managers should sign 5-year contracts.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on with that one. But that's a very, very important point. Then Liverpool, Chelsea, we did mention it. I think Chelsea's really
just they're good, eh? I think that just showed
1-1 against Liverpool after a red card.
10 men,
before the transfer window, we made predictions.
Yeah.
And I was like Aston Villa. Remember that one? I think I had a couple too many. There was only one. But yes, Chelsea's top.
Yeah.
Man City first, Chelsea
Liverpool's
second.
going to be, I don't know, it's going to be difficult. The top 4 is going to be, we'll see after about 10 games. I think we'll really see what the top 4 is going to be.
Breaking away.
But I wouldn't say Liverpool are favourites.
No.
Not at all.
No,
I don't look that great.
I like them. They've got a good
You
philosophy.
can Klopp.
No, he'll be there, but they're not. I don't think they're going to win it.
They made no signings, but they've made sure that their big players signed long-term contracts.
No, that's good. But I think they need a little bit more to win it now.
A few important fixtures. I highlighted Arsenal-Norwich just because it's an absolute must-win game for them. But we've spoken about Arsenal and everything, but I just think it's a must-win game and it's an opportunity for them to win. It's at home against Norwich. So this will have to be a convincing victory for them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no, they're right above Arsenal.
Okay, so it's like a...
It's a bottom of the log scrap.
Have you ever been involved in a relegation battle? It must be quite an experience.
Yeah.
You'll let us know how it feels later on.
Okay, and Leicester, Man City, Leicester at home.
Leicester, Man City. Look, it's on paper it's going to be a whitewash, but you know what?
I don't think so. I think this might be a possible banana peel for them. Might test them a little bit, but they've got issues in defence.
Gone down a lot.
A little bit, yes, but not. They'll be there. They will fight for the top 4. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Man City is just too strong.
Yeah. When are we going to say Man City?
And who do you play? How do you plan as a opposite manager for a game against Man City? Because who's going to play? They've got 2-3 teams. How do you know? So I think it's just going to be too difficult. It's almost impossible.
If you beat them with their own game, you can't be parking the bus and counter-attacking. You've got to be attacking like Leeds all the time.
That Man City Chelsea game is going to be the only one. I think that's. I don't think there's going to be slurs.
I don't think they're going to run away with it.
No,
although Leicester has issues in defence, they've got a few injured defenders.
No,
but we'll have to wait and see for that one.
I think
City. It's going to be I think 3-1. 3-1.
No, that's a good one. Vardy's my fantasy, so I hope he
Okay, Man United, Newcastle. It's all about Ronaldo.
It is.
Yes. Is he going to start?
Look, he's coming home early from Portugal. He's been a bit suspended there. He has to self-isolate for 5 days, so he'll be well rested.
Okay.
So my feeling is he'll walk into the starting lineup.
Yeah, I think so too. Playing up front.
Yeah. I believe. In my opinion, I think that they're going to make space for Cavani and Ronaldo. They must.
No.
They're going to have to make something in that formation where Cavani and Ronaldo can play together.
Okay. Yeah, no, they...
Coming from the left,
it's
maybe.
It'll be interesting to see where he fits in and how is it going to impact. Everyone's speculating about...
You said that he's going to have a free role. He's going to be left, right, centre, in between play, everywhere.
I don't think so. I think he's... I don't think...
Striker.
Yeah, I think he's going to be... I don't think he's...
But then they can't play Cavani as well.
No, they can't, no.
So I think they're going to play Cavani out-and-out striker. Okay.
You can play a 4-4-2.
Ronaldo is going to drift between everything.
Yeah, but still up front, yeah.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
It's starting to become difficult now. Because where do you play Pogba now? You can't play him.
No, Pogba's going to play deep.
But that's not where he's good at.
I agree with you.
He's definitely not an
Fernandes, Portugal team that's going to play further up.
Yeah, but he has to play further up. Yes, I think you're wasting him. You're wasting him there.
I read an article. Bruno Fernandes will take the free kicks outside the box. Ronaldo will take the penalties.
I'll do the other way around.
Yeah, okay. I agree with you.
I think we're going to have to
wait
and see.
How blessed is Man United to be talking about this kind of stuff?
Yes,
Who's going to take a free kick? Fernandes or Ronaldo? I mean, seriously, how good can that be?
Okay. So that's obviously you're going for a Man United win there.
Yeah.
Ronaldo playing.
It's going to be crazy.
Probably scoring.
Look, we played,
it's going to be crazy.
Shite last week.
We did.
But I believe that we can, after international break as well, you never know how your team's going to play, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's a manager's nightmare. But you know, we can't get worse than last week.
Yeah.
And we want it.
Well, ugly wins.
That wins you the league.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the big thing.
Well, I'm interested in. Sorry, I'm going to do that. I'm interested in the Leeds Liverpool game purely because I still haven't seen Leeds. Are they full on attack? What's going to happen when they go full on attack? They lose games. It's at home for Leeds. It might also be a tricky one for Liverpool, or it could be a complete runaway victory because they throw everything at them and Liverpool catches them on the counter attack.
I think it's going to be a good one.
No.
But Leeds.
Last season it was 5-4 to Liverpool.
Yeah, it's going to be something. Well, not that, but 3-2 maybe or something like that. But I think Leeds are still struggling to get the form from last year.
Yes. Yeah.
They haven't. It's like they just need a little bit of a kick.
Yeah,
just
they don't have that rhythm.
James coming in, eh?
James coming in might have a little bit more pace.
Yeah.
So it might be good, but
feeding balls into Bamford. He's quite a tall striker.
He could be like a little bit of a Lingard, eh?
Yeah.
Coming from a big team, putting him in a medium team,
James,
and shining.
Yes, I think I like the signing. I don't know exactly how they're going to fit him in.
No,
I like the signing.
I'll ask you the same question. I'm like, where do you play?
Maybe remove Rafinha to a 10, I said, and instead of coming off the right, and have James coming off the right. Yeah.
You have Dallas from the left.
Yeah, Harrison from the left.
You reckon Dallas will start?
Dallas will he'll start. They'll keep him in a defensive midfield position. Or they'll play him at left back. Because the left back that they bought, Junior Firpo, is injured at the moment. Okay, then fantasy. Do you pick Ronaldo and play your wild card, get rid of Fernandes to bring Ronaldo in? You can't have Salah and Fernandes and Ronaldo. That's impossible.
You can't. No.
Unless you buy all 4 million players that aren't going to play or something like that. So it makes it quite tricky.
The logical thing will be to, if you want to get Ronaldo, you have to drop Fernandes. Because you can't have both of them and play a wild card. So I think that's, and I saw this morning, sorry Scott, I saw this morning that the most sold player for this week is Fernandes with, I think, over 700,000 people.
I think that's crazy though.
Yeah, so
he's going to start. And
he'll start.
Giving assists,
but you need 12.5 million to buy Ronaldo. Where are you going to get it?
You have to choose between selling Salah or Fernandes.
A lot of people might have bought Kane. They might trade him in for Kane.
That you can do that.
A lot of people might have bought
Lukaku.
Yeah, Lukaku or someone like that. So
look, I bought Ronaldo. I made him my captain. If they start rotating him, I can just bring in Kane or
you've got a lot of money for him.
Yeah,
and he'll score goals. He will.
I
always
can't see me bringing Ronaldo at the moment because I've got Sancho there. Then I've got Fernandes. Then I've got Westwood in my midfield with Fernandes captain. But bringing in Ronaldo, I've got 3 strikers: Ings, Vardy, and then I think it's Antonio.
Yeah, look, Antonio. Everyone has to have Antonio by now. I assume. What I saw is a few nice options for defenders in good teams that are fairly cheap. One is Emerick Laporte, which is only 5 mil. Christensen at 4.5 mil at Chelsea, and Eric Dyer at 4.5 mil. So I've got all 3 of them in my defence.
He's 4.5 mil.
Yes. So it's at fairly big teams.
Does he start?
He starts every game. All those players have started the last 2 games.
You've got Luke Shaw at 5.5 as well, which isn't bad.
I've got Luke Shaw.
And midfield, I also had to bring in a few cheap guys, and I brought in Demarai Gray from Everton, who scored in his last 2 games. I brought in Mason Mount, who had got assists in his last 2 games. I sold Dallas, and then I've got Willock, who's one that I'm taking a bit of a gamble on. But it's very difficult.
This year is difficult with all the signings and there's a lot of rotating as well on the teams.
There's a lot of rotate.
It makes it difficult.
If you have 2 or 3 very expensive guys, you've got to take a gamble on cheap oaks, and you don't know if they're going to perform.
Exactly, and that's the big thing. Who do you choose? And if you use your wild card now, who do you choose? Because then you don't have a wild card left. Only next year.
Aren't the bigger teams having easier fixtures before January?
No, they will have runs of easier games.
So I'm going to play my wild card then, just before then, Christmas period.
What I also looked at is between Ings and Calvert-Lewin, and Calvert-Lewin is doubtful with a muscle injury, and muscle injury, I thought you don't recover from that easily.
But he played last week. He didn't play.
Yeah, he did play,
and he scored as well.
Pulled out the England squad.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
did
had
he?
an injury after that goal.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got Ings, but he's got a difficult run coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
Aston Villa.
a easy start, and now
And
it's
Sancho is also
yeah.
injured. You know that, eh? He pulled up. He had a bit of a knock in training for
You
England.
might have to play a wild card.
I know. But on the fantasy, there's no yellow or red hashtag.
Okay.
Not
So
yet.
he's,
They was probably waiting.
I have to go read up a few articles.
But he
and
wasn't in the
stuff.
squad last night for England. They'd won 4-0.
Okay.
So yeah, I might be literally playing my wild card.
You might not have another choice.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Cool.
All right. Thanks,
Good
guys.
stuff, guys.
Thanks.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Okay. Have a good one.
Enjoy.
Cheers.